Hello again, guys. Let's talk Skyscraper. Starring Dwayne Johnson and Neve Campbell, Chin Han, and some other people. Skyscraper is a movie about a guy who, he's a dad. He was, I think he was in the military, CIA, something like that. And he was injured. He lost a leg in battle. He gets a job as a security consultant at a building that is the tallest building ever constructed. And of course, some people try to do nefarious things inside said building. A fire begins and his family is trapped inside, and he will do whatever it takes to rescue them. Skyscraper. Now, when I first saw this movie, like most people, my reaction was, I want to see this movie. For one reason, and one reason mainly, it starred Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Because this is a man who tends to be able to take movies that would probably just be and elevate them to at least be fun. But I don't know, of late, he seems to be, I don't know if oversaturation is the word, because I don't mind seeing him as often as we do. He's like one of the hardest working men in Hollywood, one of the highest paid, and he seems to have like at least 5 to 7 films coming out every year. We had Jumanji, which was actually quite good, quite entertaining. And then we had Rampage, which was forgettable, but okay in cinemas nonetheless. You know, it was one of those movies you watch it, forget about it about a week later. I think that's where we're starting to have a problem. And now we have Skyscraper, another movie that I feel is forgettable. And worse yet, Dwayne Johnson is forgettable in this movie. So let's talk about it. Now, Skyscraper, I'm sure a lot of you will see that a lot of people were comparing it to Die Hard. When I first saw the trailer, I didn't really think Die Hard. I thought about a really old movie called The Towering Inferno that I'd seen. It's also being compared to that as well. But I can see, after seeing the movie, I could see the Die Hard references. I could definitely see the Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol references. And I could see the references to every other action movie I have ever seen. This movie is a version of that movie. This movie has nothing original going on with it at all, which is very disappointing to say the least. Because at least I could give Rampage points for taking a video game that nobody would probably consider turning into a movie and making it at least enjoyable for the time that you're in cinema. Skyscraper is a movie that is just generic and derivative of every other action movie you've seen before. Neve Campbell, I actually really liked in this movie. I thought she did a solid job in this film. I haven't seen her in quite some time. I honestly, the last I could think of is the Scream franchise. And I really enjoyed her here, and I thought their relationship was believable. But The Rock, Dwayne, his character here is like, he's usually that charismatic guy. He's a guy that you want to see. He's a guy who catches your eye on screen no matter who's around him. And well, he slimmed down for the role to be a little more believable in the role. He's not the huge hulk of a man that we are accustomed to seeing in the Fast and Furious movies. That's fine. But instead of getting, let's say, something akin to how he was in The Rundown, this character is just family man. There's nothing more to his character here. He is usually the saving grace behind these types of movies. And here, I'm sorry, he's not. This is one of his weakest roles to date. And while this movie looks good, I mean, they spent $125 million behind this film. It's $125 million of nothing. Honestly, I was watching it, and while I was watching it, I was like, you know, I could have waited for this to come out on a streaming service and watch it. And I would not have been able to tell that it was a big blockbuster movie. Everything about this movie feels generic. The villains, sorry to say, they try. You can tell that the actors, some of them are really trying with these villains. But they're just caricatures. They're not really given any chance to do anything. The main villain feels like he should be one of the side villains. And a side villain feels like he should be one of the main villains. What the hell is going on with this movie? It's just ridiculous. They have this big ball pool thing in the sky that is a room that has the ability to, like, okay, it looks like think of that car in James Bond, is it Die Another Day? The car that could reflect everything so it would look invisible. This room kind of has these screens that, if you could make the screen seem like, I guess, clear, and it looks like you're standing on the top of this building. If you have vertigo, do not see this movie. And you could see all the way down, kind of thing. Why? That whole room is there for a fight scene, for a fight sequence, for an action sequence with the boss. It's like, it's just so cheap. It's such a cheap plot line. It's like when you watch a movie and you see somebody referring to, oh, my phone, I'll just leave it right here and forget about it for the movie, and then something happens, is like, yeah, I remember my phone, and the phone saves the day. That kind of bullshit. I don't want to see that in this kind of movie. This movie spent that kind of money, and that's the nonsense you're giving me just to rip off a scene from a Bruce Lee movie. And yes, that is what it's there for. So guys, there's no way I'm recommending you check this out in cinema. Maybe, you know what, maybe you might go and see it, and for you, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? I really enjoyed this movie. I watched this movie, and I'm pretty certain I'm going to forget this movie in a couple of weeks. I don't think I'm going to remember much of what I saw in this movie. This is a loss for Dwayne Johnson. I'm sorry. He really needs to step his game back up, because after Baywatch and then Rampage was okay, and then here comes Skyscraper, that is, I'm sorry. This movie for me gets a 4 out of 10. And the 4 just comes from the, I don't know, some of the action sequences. Again, they're very derivative of other movies that I've seen, but they were okay, and like I said, to see it in cinema, and with the building being as tall as it is, they do have some pretty decent shots where you feel like, holy crap, I don't want to look down, so if you're a person that you're afraid of heights, or that sort of thing, this movie is definitely going to trigger you in some way, so warning you about that. But otherwise, guys, this is just generic. I'm sorry, this is a loss for me. 4 out of 10. And that's it, guys. So if you like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you can click on my face over there, or you can watch past videos by clicking on that guy there. And until next time, guys, bye bye.